All right, welcome to the Ultra 10 TV Tuesday podcast. My name is Ultra David.
And I'm James Chen. How's everybody going? Would you say this is a shoutcast? And so that makes us
shoutcast.
Casters?
Wow, are we recording it on Shoutcast?
I don't know.
I guess we're not.
But again, I upgraded XSplit. People told me that this causes frame data, so apologize about the frame data-ness over here. Check this out.
It's sorry about the frame data, everybody.
Yeah, a lot of bad...
I need to do all my normal expressions and gestures very slowly to make sure that it actually gets on in time. Because otherwise it doesn't work at all. Alright, so we're going to talk about CEO 2017. We're going to talk about the Dreamhack Summer. We're going to talk about Marvel Infinite. And we're going to talk about E3 impressions, and then there's other stuff.
FGC News.
FGC News. So to start off with, CEO 2017 was a tournament that happened this past weekend. We were there.
Yes.
Everybody in the world was there.
Yes. Except the people who were at Dreamhack Summer.
That's right. There were only two places everybody in the world was at, and most of them were at CEO.
Mm-hmm. And 30 people were at Dreamhack Summer.
38 entrants at Dreamhack Summer.
Oh, man.
So anyways, CEO was cool. Just before we talk about the results, it's always a good event. From a person being there, it was awesome.
Yes. So
okay.
Every year, everybody has said if you can go to one event, the event that you should go to is CEO. That's not EVO, right? If you can't make it to EVO, the event you should go to is CEO. Last year, it kind of turned into Combo Breaker because Combo Breaker kind of outshone CEO because CEO ended up too crowded. They weren't expecting that many people. This year, Combo Breaker was apparently super awesome again. We did not get a chance to go there, but CEO this year really stepped it up. They spread out a lot of their stuff into different areas of the building. They even spread to some of the hallways and everything like that. Jabali even sold less spectator passes to allow people to prevent it from being as crowded. And this year, honestly, I felt like CEO regained pretty much like all of its glory. Yeah,
it was awesome. Again, in person, there was a 24-hour venue where you could play video games the whole night. There was an arcade room that's up. Well, they have that usually, but it was there. Everything was good. Mm-hmm. I didn't go to the pool party. Usually, I at least make an appearance, but
I can't.
I think I was old that night or something.
Oh yeah, I just never go because I can't, show off my physique to that many people. It's just like
one thing that I'm always impressed about at that pool party is how many people don't care about that at all.
Yeah, I know.
Like, there's a lot of gross-looking people in the fighting game community, and many of them just walk around and they don't care at all, and I respect that. I'm always impressed by that.
It's true.
Yeah. Anyway, that was if you were there. Obviously, there were some stream problems. The internet died multiple times, which was not their fault. It's not CEO's fault. It was not the streamer's fault. It was the venue or the ISP. I don't know if they ever figured out what the ultimate problem was, but certainly the people running CEO had nothing in the way of control over it, which sucked. And then I saw people on like NeoGAF and whatnot and RSF talking about like, oh man, but the stream was down during this SF5 top 8, but not during the Injustice top 8. What was it? Why? And then I also saw on Test Your Might.
Wow.
Yep. And then I saw on Test Your Might. Well, the stream was down during Injustice pools, but not SF5 pools. What's the deal with that?
Dang.
So, shut up, everybody.
Dude, I need a freaking tinfoil hat.
Yeah.
I need a tinfoil hat for this show. Do you think Katana Prime would count enough?
Yeah.
Do you think... I mean, it's kind of shaped, in that tinfoil hattish kind of shape. Especially if I, flipped him this way, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could buy that as a hat. Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
But it also looks like he's eating my forehead.
Yeah, I could buy that. So anyway, that was a bummer. But other than that, that's terrible. Other than that, it was great. All right, as far as what they could control, hats off to everybody. Mm-hmm. The Rumble thing that they always do was cool, and it was Tekken this time, which I thought was awesome, rather than being Street Fighter, which I feel like it always is. Mm-hmm. It was finally a different game, which was really cool to highlight that.
Yeah.
Get people playing there, and Pro Wrestler A and B were both there.
Yeah,
that was cool.
You also get a lot of the cool intros and stuff like that, which is always a CEO exclusive kind of thing. And to be honest with you, I actually got to not sit down, but I was standing with it was like Joe and a bunch of guys and Kenny Omega, and I just sat there and talked with him a bunch of times. The guy is like seriously one of the coolest.
He's
people.
a nice fella.
He's so cool. He is
Definitely.
very, very cool, and I'm like, I don't even watch wrestling, so I have no context, right? I have no context of what he does, but just like the way he talks about things, dude, tell me if this doesn't sound like a fighting game player, right? He went 3-2 in his pool, and we commentated a match. At least I was commentating a match that he played on stream, and he did really well. He won. And I went up to him, I was like, you played really well. He was like, it wasn't good enough. I was like, you went 3-2. That's pretty good. He's like, no, it's not good enough. And I was just
That's more than most people.
Yeah, exactly. But no, super cool guy.
Most people do not go 3-2 or more. Mm-hmm. Anyway, nice work. He's definitely a good dude. And again, yes, our frame rate is...
You know what I always feel like? I feel like I have to talk like Wallace now. Oh, Gromit, we have to go. Look at this.
No, I've already tested it out by looking at the stream myself to see like how fast I can do a motion and like whether it will appear or not.
I saw you flick a little bit, and I was just like, what the heck is going on?
Testing it out, James.
Yes, exactly.
All right, well, you want to talk about the CEO video game results?
Yes, let's talk about CEO results. Do you have them up? Because I can bring them up for you in 1 second. Here we go.
I already got them. Wow, you also already got him.
Yeah, I had to.
Fantastic.
Except I'm still scrolling. Okay, let's start with Street Fighter V, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, so Street Fighter V. Let's do top 16 like we typically do for Street Fighter V.
Let's do it.
13th place was PR Balrog, KB with Birdie.
Nice.
Where's KB from?
I don't know.
Splice F Champ with Dulcim and G Fuel Verloren with Cammy. 9th place was Rise Mena RD with Birdie, DNL Christitarian with Ken, CJ Truth with Cammy, and Circa LPN with M. Bison. LPN's been doing really well.
Ever since that man decided that he would just play one character, I'm not even joking. I really think that was the turnaround.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So, nice work.
7th place, Gachikun Rashid, who came really close to beating Punk. He went up 2-0. Against Punk, and I was like, oh my god, is Punk going to get eliminated in
that was awesome.
7th place? But then Punk was like, no.
He took off final hat.
Yep. And then 7th place, also Liquid's Knuckle Dew with Guile and Armika. 5th place, Kwamba Doyu Xiaohai with Cammy, and Graft MOV with Chun-Li. Man.
Chun-Li, winner's side, top 8.
I know, right? And a lot of people had picked him to win, too, because he started on winner's side. Unfortunately, did the sad get to winner's top 8 and then lose 2 matches in a row.
Do sick on Saturday, bad on Sunday.
Yeah, and then Xiaohai, man, I have not seen a man look that defeated after losing to Punk. Like, he just looked like he was like so sad and disappointed.
Yeah, I think he was. Mm-hmm. Seemed like it.
Hats off to Punk for that comeback.
Very slow thumbs up to make sure that it shows up.
Yeah, that's true. Because if I did this, you won't even know if I actually thumbs up at all, right?
What was that?
I don't know.
Okay.
4th place, DTN Pi Smug with Balrog. 3rd place, XSK Samurai. And what many people feel like was probably the breakout performance that he's had, but I mean, he's been good forever.
Breaking out for like 6 years.
Yeah, exactly. He really needs to get some like Oxy or something like that.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. With Akuma, 2nd place, PG Punk.
Yeah.
With Karen and One Nash. But 1st place was CYG BST Snake Eyes with Zangief. He even did the whole Zangief walk in his intro and stuff like that.
Yeah, nice work to him. It didn't take 4 years for Zangief to win a major in this game. Didn't even take 2.5.
Yeah.
So that's a good speed for you.
Yeah, dude, seriously, like the...
didn't even take 2.
I'm so happy to see him back in there.
Me too.
Because he's always been such a great player. And honestly, the thing that was holding him back was the fact that I just don't feel like he knew how to play Street Fighter V.
Mm-hmm.
And I even told him this after he won. I was like, I think the reason why you won and you've gotten so much better at Street Fighter V and figured it out is because he just started playing Akuma.
Yeah.
Because then he would learn Street Fighter V-y things. He wasn't using... Because even when he tried Alex... he was still trying to play Zangief.
Mm-hmm.
When he's playing Zangief, he's trying to play Street Fighter 4 Zangief. As soon as he went to Akuma and started getting this whole mindset of, let me do meaty, let me do shimmy, let me do these kind of things, you know, that kind of stuff, and understanding the way that Street Fighter 5 plays, I think that helped him tremendously, and it shows. And I'm also happy because, you know, he won the T-Mobile thing at E3.
Yeah.
And Punk basically was, I mean, not he was trying to make excuses, but he was like, it was hot because it was.
Definitely was.
They were in the sun, which they were. There was a ton of glare on the screen, which there was. So, you know, to have it actually happen on this stage is more, obviously, more like, okay, this is
can't
official.
say anything about that.
Yep.
No, awesome work to him. He's been constantly making top 8s last... I don't know, 5 in a row, 4 in a row, something like that. It feels like he's just constantly... And then the last 2 won it, grand finals, and I think top 3 before that, or top 4. So he's just been on a tear. On a tear. Amazing play by him. By the way, KB from Atlanta.
From an Atlanta player. Awesome.
From Georgia, at least. I mean, that's what the thing says.
Okay. Nice. And yes, again, for those people who are tuning in right now, sorry for... frame rate.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
Apparently, I upgraded XSplit, and that's what people are saying. Other people have been experiencing the same issue, so...
Well, I really like the top...
I wish we had, like, a filter that could make us look like we're made out of clay with, like, little fingerprints on us.
That would be awesome.
Like that, so I can just be like...
Maybe if you just put dog faces on ourselves, just go get that Twitch app. Yeah. No, I really like this SF5 top 8. They were really good footsies and whiff punishes and a bunch of different character variety and playstyle variety, and the players themselves were really funny.
Yeah,
you know,
dude.
they had a lot of personality. Not just the intros.
Even between the matches and everything.
In fact, probably more between the matches than the intros. In this case. They were really funny. You know, so not only are they doing a good job up on the old joysticks, or the pads, but they're really doing a good job in between rounds, too. Yeah,
and shout-outs to Magic Mostace. He said that when Mikey hit the hats off of Punk, he killed Pokemon's dad, so...
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
But honestly, to be honest, I felt like that kind of ruined his momentum. Like, XSK Samurai, he just won, and he hit it off. And I was always wondering if he's, like, maybe thinking, wait, did that seem a little too violent or too mean? And then, like, I don't know. But, in any case... he was really, really good. He did really, really well. He's always been a super strong player.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And he's really figured something out with Akuma, so I like that. Nice work to him.
Still don't think Akuma's top 10.
Agreed with you.
I still don't think Zangief is top 10, but I know a lot of people think Zangief is top 10.
I do.
So, yeah, but you think he's just like right there in the top 10.
Yeah, basically 10th-ish, yeah.
Okay. But again, top 4, US. I know a lot of foreign players went to Dreamhack, but there were a lot of foreign players here. I mean, I mentioned Shanghai, MOV, Gachikun,
Mena RD,
Verloren.
Wasn't Diego there?
Yeah, Diego was there.
Yeah, Daigo was there too. Yeah, there were definitely strong players who were there.
Yeah, Tokido was there.
Tokido, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these guys had some serious problems, so
Taquito and Diego.
Everyone keeps saying that this is the year that US is going to win EVO, but like I don't want to jinx it.
I don't want to jinx it either,
James.
NL was there, that's right. Yeah, there were a lot of folks. Yeah. A lot of folks.
All right. So, anything else you wanted to say about Street Fighter 5?
No, it looked good, I thought. I thought it was a really fun one, and I thought the game looked better than it has.
You know, as much as everybody is mad about it, especially thanks to E3 and MvCI, it was weird because a lot of people were pointing out, like, that weekend that it was on E-League and Combo Breaker and Red Bull Kumite was talking about how amazing Street Fighter, look how cool this is, we're on TV, there's so many great matches, Street Fighter 5, and then E3 came out, we got a Marvel demo, and then everyone was like, man, Street Fighter 5 is the worst game ever. Like, Capcom deserves to die because they released this game.
Yeah.
But, like, as much hate as people give it, including myself, like, I get frustrated by the game a lot. But, like, just watching it, the top 8 is just ridiculous. Like, it's as much as we tried to be mad about the game, like, it still brings crazy hype like nothing else, so.
Yeah. And still, I don't think that it's I don't think it's terribly volatile in results. Individual rounds can feel like they are, but I don't feel like that. Well, not whether I feel like it. Factually, Punk is up there still. Snake Eyes is up there. Like there's like a lot of consistency among a lot of folks. That's not true. Among some folks, there's a lot of consistency. Rather, is the way that I should phrase that. And does a game have? This is something I was thinking about. Does a game have a higher level if lots of players are consistent with their placings, or does it have a sort of potential higher ceiling if only a few people have very consistent high level results because like they have like figured out the super high ceiling that everybody else hasn't figured out yet? I don't know. I just think that's an interesting question.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I feel like it's a little of both. I feel like Street Fighter V definitely caters to one mindset more than others because I don't think the variety is strong enough in there.
I'm with you on character variety, as we have said,
Yeah, so like I don't feel like Champ can play the zoning Dhalsim as well as he wants to play the zoning Dhalsim. You don't have the execution monkey character for Mian, etc., etc. So I feel like different styles don't have as much strengths, but still, it's not random because certain players keep winning over and over and over and over again. So,
I'm not really sure. We'll see how that goes.
Okay. Some people, look, we already addressed the fact that the CEO stream had a problem.
Yeah,
look,
that sucks.
It sucks. It wasn't their fault. And we had been there for 6 years. There's no indication that there was ever any problems with their internet before.
Oh, yeah?
And next year, we're going to a new place anyway, right? So, a lot of it is moot, right? A lot of people are like, you should have tested the internet for... Dude, we've been streaming there for like 6 years, right? The only time that the internet ever went down was because the building got struck by lightning and we lost power.
That's right, I remember that.
And that was the year that Jabali cosplayed as Black Adam, and should never do that again. But yeah, so there you go. So, okay. And
it was definitely a bummer, but...
But
there's so much you can control in life.
Yep, streaming is a blow up, dude. I mean, check this out right now. We have the
weird.
I'm trying to do the grommet.
Weird.
But I'm even moving too fast for the stream to be even do the grommet.
You definitely are.
Oh, to do the Wallace, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I recalled there being previous stream issues, but I don't remember that well enough to say for sure.
It wasn't like this. You know what I mean?
I don't remember
it was like literally down for a big chunk of time.
In any case, they are switching venues, so that's, hopefully it'll be better next year. Alright, let's move on to the next game.
Injustice 2. 7th place was Noble Illusions with Green Arrow. 7th place, P&D Madsen with Atrocitus. Madsen with the amazing chair smash, and shout out to Devil May Spy for the most excellent sell.
Yes.
Most excellent sell. I mean, it barely nicked him, but that's what made it so great.
It was great.
I think someone made the comment, it's like when the background characters interact with you, it's like, it's perfect.
That's true. Yeah.
5th place, Emperor Theo with Aquaman, who we haven't seen in a while. And is he originally from SoCal, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's a SoCal player, right? And Noble Dragon also with Aquaman.
Yeah.
Dude, my favorite was sitting next to Filipino Champ watching this top 8, and he was just like, dude, what the hell? Why is this doing so much chip? Why is this so much chip? And then Black Adam was doing all this. Why is he doing so much damage? It was funny watching.
Because he doesn't have mix-ups. But okay.
4th place, Circa Forever King with Batman. 3rd place, Echo Fox's Sonic Fox with Black Adam Joker. Very strange to see him in 3rd place, I'm sure. Surprising a lot of people. Though I will admit, when 2nd place Slayer with Aquaman, Black Adam, and Superman managed to beat Sonic Fox, I really like Sonic Fox's. I guess he's won enough money that it can't bother him. But he was a good sport about it.
He's very happy.
He was happy, like he was hugging Slayer and looked like he was genuinely happy for him and stuff like that. But 1st place was CR White Boy with Scarecrow.
That's right. He's actually the only guy on that list who only did use one character. I guess SRK didn't write everybody down, but other characters are. Let's see. So Illusions. Batman, Deadshot, Black Adam, Madsen, Atrocitus, Bane, Darkseid, then Theo, Aquaman, Superman. Is that entirely a different character set so far? I believe so. 8. Then Dragon had Aquaman, Poison Ivy, which is 9. Forever King had Batman and Black Adam, which we have both seen. And then Sonic Fox had Black Adam, Darkseid, and Joker.
Darkseid.
Oh, we already had Darkseid. And then Slayer, Aquaman, Superman, Black Adam, and then White Boy with Scarecrow. So, all right, 10.
10 characters.
Yeah. That's pretty good. And then if you go into the next set, Biohazard, Harley Quinn and Bane, Samij, Catwoman, then you got Hayate, Robin, and then et cetera, et cetera. I mean, there were 17 characters used in the top 16.
Okay.
Out of the, I think, 29 or 30 characters, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
And I bring this up because the Injustice community is, like, still talking about, oh, man, there's, like, 5 characters who are in every single match. It's bizarre to me because, sure, Aquaman does show up a lot in this, but Black Adam already shows up less than he did at Combo Breaker. Atrocitus already shows up less than he did at Combo Breaker. Scarecrow won the whole thing. Superman shows up less than at Combo Breaker. There's a couple of dark sides in there. There's a guy who played Bane in the top. Like, there is so much variety outside of that, and they like don't want to talk about it. It's very weird, but the game is already developing. Right. There was one guy who played Deadshot like once in the top 8. You know what I mean? Like, that was the character everybody was complaining about for the first, like, 2 weeks, and now you don't even see him. Because players figure it out.
That was actually one of the things Champ said. He was like, I thought Deadshot was broken. How come we don't see any Deadshots anymore? I was like, because you just figure him out. He's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. You know, he knows.
Yeah, sure, he knows, yeah.
Well, actually, NRS paid him to say that.
Yeah, for sure. Deadshot's a good character, there's no doubt, but he's not some absurdly good character, and it's the same with Black Adam and Aquaman and Superman, all of whom were in the previous game, Injustice 1, Black Adam, Aquaman, Superman, and Batman. And they're basically the same, except they're all better. It's wild. Like, they are all improved. So everybody who played that game comes into this one, and they're like, wow, they made Aquaman better? Oh, sure, I'm picking this. Obviously, I'll pick that guy. And same with Black Adam. They gave him a better string? Okay, obviously we'll play him. So it's like, you're not seeing a lot of the experimentation that we will see, because the obvious easy characters are good, and it's super obvious, and I called it from literally week 1. Everybody needs to chill out. Right,
and not only that, but the one guy who sat down and really got good with a brand new character blew everybody up.
Ding!
Because a lot of people looked like they didn't know how to deal with him.
They definitely did not.
Yeah, they were just getting command grabbed everywhere, pretty much.
That character's really strong, for sure. But definitely some people didn't know how to deal with him yet. So that'll all change. Like, people are already dealing with Atrocitus better. His whole rah-rah string, right? While the little cat's backing him up. Everybody was just blocking that for, like, the first couple weeks.
Right.
And then now people are meter burning back 3 through stuff, and they're push blocking at the right times, and they're finding characters that beat him. And it's like, that happens. I don't know if, like, many of the Injustice NRS dudes, like, this is going to seem elitist, I guess, but, like, they don't know about that because they haven't done it.
Right. They've had patches so fast before.
And so the reaction is just to be like, wow, Black Adam does 60% damage on a dive kick. That's crazy. He needs a nerf. And then you don't, like, look to see, wow, what might beat this character? Probably Scarecrow. And Slayer has a really good Black Adam, but he didn't even try Black Adam versus Scarecrow because he thinks it's a bad matchup.
Yeah. Which you said it is.
I believe it is, and I guess he agrees. You gotta figure things out, and I just don't think that they have done that.
Yeah, it's gonna take some time, but I for one am more happy that they're being forced to figure it out.
Oh, I'm with you.
As opposed to, hey, let's just patch it and change everything. So I'm always more excited about that too. So.
I mean, at the same time, I get part of the feeling. Like, I saw a post where Pig of the Hut somebody was telling Pig of the Hut, just figure it out and adapt, and, you know, pick a character and get good with it. And he was like, there's $600,000 on the line. I gotta pick the good stuff. I get that. That makes total sense to me.
And, you know, and therein lies the issue of esports that a lot of people have been talking about recently. It's just like, is esports kind of ruining things because now it's about money, and so people are just, like, trying to find the easy way and everything like that. And that's just a balance that we all have to figure out. We don't know how to deal with that yet because it's never happened.
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out. So.
Yeah, maybe Green Arrow beats Superman. I had no idea. And then Illusions picked him versus Theo, and Theo's, like, maybe certainly top 5 most talented in the world. And he went even with, and then ended up beating his Superman with. Right. Like you gotta take some time on these guys. It's just past the first month. Give it a little bit of wiggle room, please.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Alrighty. Get off the old soapbox here.
As a person who's not embroiled in all the NRS stuff, I really enjoyed that top 8.
Oh, me too.
Although I kept watching and I was like, how do you get away from Scarecrow's command throw? Or is it just easy to escape? Or is it people just not thinking about it because they haven't played him enough? Because it's very similar to like Aaron Black, right? He had the same kind of thing, block string and a command throw, and if you call it out, you can neutral jump and blow him up, I'm assuming, right? Can you do that to Scarecrow?
You can definitely jump, but he recovers super fast, and some characters cannot neutral jump and punish. Oh. In fact, he can option select it down too. He's a very good character.
So how are you supposed to beat it?
You can meter burn 3.
Oh, because armor gets past throws. Yes, okay. Gotcha. Okay. All right, so that was Injustice. Also on Sunday was Tekken 7. 7th place was Rip with Law, as well as Poke Chop with Josie.
Poke Chop's so great.
He's amazing. 5th place was NYC Fab with Fang, and Hazard Speed Kicks with Huarong. Actually, I don't think he's Hazard anymore. I think he just announced that. Was it him or was it someone else? Someone else just left. The Tekken player just left their sponsor. Fuko La Muerte with Jack 7 and Bob in 4th place. 3rd place was Streamy Anakin with Jack 7. And then 1st and 2nd place were Echo Foxes. In 2nd place, JDCR with Dragunov and Heihachi. And 1st place was Saint with Jack 7.
Jack 7.
Dude, your characters won every game.
Wow, it's actually all 3. That's true.
Your character won every game.
It's funny. I didn't even think about Jack 7. But yeah, you're right. The characters that I play most in all the 3 games that I play most.
Zangief, Scarecrow, and Jack 7.
I'm officially on top tiers.
Well, that is the proper transition for CED next year, right? So still this year, we're sort of CED, which was Community Effort David. And so we all worked hard to try to get you to. It's too bad the Buzz didn't win. Smash Brothers Wii U
for sure.
That went to TMZ 0, but 7th. Oh, actually, was there anything you wanted to say about Tekken 7?
Oh, I really enjoyed watching it. Super sick top 8. I didn't get to see all of it because I was preparing for Injustice.
Right.
But what I did see was really interesting, and the dude Fuko La Muerte I thought had a really interesting looking Jack that I really enjoyed watching.
It's just amazing to me how Tekken 7 literally went from like the game no one likes watching to like, why is this so hyped? This is the best thing ever. Even the Rumble was super cool watching all the Tekken over there, and the players were ridiculous.
Agreed.
Yeah. I have to sit down and play this, but there's so many games. I don't know what to do.
There are a lot.
I honestly don't know what to do right now.
Man, I am with you guys on Poke Chop. He's a genius. He takes the pop off to just an artistic level, and it's fantastic, and it would be great if he was at everything.
Yeah, the craziest thing about Poke Chop, too, is nobody could do it except him. Because it's that he has that right personality and that timing and just the know-how to do it right. So, very artistic, yes.
Artistic, that's right. That's how I chose to describe Poke Chop.
Dude, I agree, dude. I agree, man. Ain't nothing more. Dude, the slap chop was the most amazing thing. So, Smash Brothers Wii U. 7th place was Mars with Zero Suit Samus. 7th place was also MVG Salem with Bayonetta. 5th place was Captain Zack with Bayonetta, Peach, Wii Fit Trainer, and Ken with Sonic and Meta Knight. 4th place, NRG Nairo with Zero Suit Samus. 3rd place, MSF Larry Lure with Fox. 2nd place, Echo Fox's MK Leo with Cloud and Corin. And 1st place, TMZ, TSM, sorry. Oh, TMZ. TMZ, yeah, exactly. Zero with Diddy Kong. And I still like Pat the Flip's comment that he said that because everybody's in that game and Zero keeps winning with Diddy Kong, that actually means Diddy Kong is the strongest video game character in the universe because he's beating Sonic and Bayonetta and Cloud and Ryu.
Pac-Man.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, that's true. So Captain Zack plays more than Bayonetta, huh?
Yeah, I'm surprised by that. I didn't expect that.
Wow.
So.
By the way, his entrance was amazing.
Yeah, there's actually a whole article about Captain Zack on Kotaku. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's actually a really good article. And he's 15 years old. He's 15 years old, and he's traveling around. And he actually, like in the article, like he's really, like shy and like really, not very outgoing and stuff like that. But Bayonetta, like he had just attached to her so quickly. And not only that, but the reason why he even got into Smash, according to the article, was that he's just a Bayonetta fan. And when she was in there, he's like, I have to be the best Bayonetta in the country.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, I know, right? So, but yeah, good stuff to Captain Zack. Absolutely.
For sure, yeah. Wow, that's... I mean, I get that. Like, I've certainly known a lot of people who are very shy, but then in, like, one particular context, they can be, like, very outgoing. Because his intro was not at all shy. It was like very out there,
choreographed,
like, very choreographed for sure.
Dude, the fact that he busted out 2 controllers
that was so
to
sick.
spin was the best thing.
Yeah,
seriously.
Oh, I think that's great that he found that thing that let him be,
let him
not shy.
Yeah, exactly. So very cool, very cool.
For me, growing up, that was like debate.
Okay. I mean, like, to be honest,
I can like barely say hello to a lot of people, but I did win Best Speaker at a couple of things.
Look, to be frank,
and then I would like step off the podium and people would try to talk to me, and I'd be like,
like if I wasn't a commentator, I would probably just be spending most fighting game events like in the corner.
Yeah.
Like I just wouldn't even be talking to anybody and stuff like that because like I'm super introverted and stuff. So
sure, I definitely get the feeling.
Yeah. Commentary is definitely something that opens me up gets me out of my shell. So.
Definitely.
Pokken tournament, 7th place, Toasty with Lucario. Thanks Swalot with Sceptile. 5th place, HBA Oreo with Mewtwo. 5th place, NBA Roxo with Garchomp. 4th place, SQ1 Slipping Bug with Pikachu Libre. 3rd place, Raisin Ryu with Gardevoir. 2nd place, Thulius with Mewtwo, and 1st place, Fables Suicune Master with Lucario.
Cool. I heard that this was a very good top 8. I didn't get to see it. I'll check it out on the replays when I got a chance. But yeah, I heard that was really well done. I heard that was a really good one.
Yeah, and obviously they had a big resurgence when Pokken DX was announced on the Switch.
Shout out to that scene, man. They are continuing to move strong. That's not. I'm sure that's not easy for them to do, but they have really maintained it. They had. 100 and some, looking it up now. They had quite a few entrants. Let me see. 121.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Okay. Yeah. Super Smash Bros. Melee. 7th place was MvG King Momo with Falco, and Tempo S2J with Captain Falcon. 5th place Wizrobe with Captain Falcon. 5th place RNG Swedish Delight with Sheik. 4th place SS Colbel with Fox. 3rd place Tempo Axe with Pikachu. 2nd place Plup with Sheik and Fox. 1st place Liquid Hungry Box with Jigglypuff. Obviously not a lot of the top players made it out here. The gods, I guess I should say. So Hungry Box, I don't want to say it was a foregone conclusion, but definitely the strongest of the players there.
Yeah, I watched the top 4-ish or so. It was really late, so I got to see it after SF had ended Saturday night. But yeah, nice job to Hungry Box, man.
Yeah.
He ended up getting it. It seemed like Axe, because Axe blew up Plup earlier.
The winner side, right?
Yeah, and so once it was going to be Axe versus Plup in Losers Finals, it seemed like maybe Axe was going to get to Grand Finals, which I was rooting for, to be frank. But didn't work out. Very cool to watch him, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Guilty Gear.
Very fun player to watch.
What? Who?
Oh, Axe and Hungry Box, very fun players to watch.
Okay. Guilty Gear, Exert, Rev 2, 7th place, Ryan Hunter with Venom. This was the weekend of commentators. Ryan Hunter got 7th place, Hell Pockets got 7th place, and Rip got 7th place.
That's true.
So there you go.
I didn't.
Hotashi, I did not. Well, I didn't enter anything. See, you can't get 7th place if you didn't enter anything.
The little this thing.
Ryan Hunter, Venom, Hotashi with Elfelt, 5th place, Lord Knight, Milia Rage, and Kazunoko with Raven. The best is I walked up to Dogura after the tournament was over and I said, Raven cheap. And he's like, yes, Raven. It's very cheap.
Awesome.
4th place, XL, Bjorn Son of Bear with Chip Zanuff. And third place, you can't say his name without like getting all emphatic. Third place, Fable Kid Viper with Johnny. Second place, Fable Kizzy K with Sin. And first place, Dogra with Raven. Great job again to Kizzy K. Mm-hmm. He came to CEO saying he was going to win both Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear, which he did not win either of them. Yeah. But second place here in Guilty Gear, only losing to Dogra. It was really close. He played out of his mind. It was amazing. So.
And Kazunoko did not get second, so wow, nice.
They got the U.S. Guilty Gear is 100% stepping up. Like, they have gotten so good. Sure. And it's really, really exciting that it doesn't feel like it's free.
For sure, that's anymore.
Awesome. And like I said, Dogra, had to work. And you know what? When we get to Blaze Blue, you're not going to see Dogra's name in there because he got eliminated in pools. What? He got eliminated in pools. So, granted, he's not practicing it as much as he used to, but before they would just come and coast and just be able to get first place in an anime game in the U.S. But, like, now you see the result of him not practicing that much. He can't even make it out of pools. So there you go.
By the way, I guess that means Kazunoko and Dogra probably played SF5 and we're nowhere to be seen on that top 16 either.
Oh, that's true, too. Oh, damn. Okay. Oh, man. But, good stuff to them. Always really exciting to watch. And some of these guys are just, like, I'm so, like, Bear and Kid Viper and Kizzy K right now are really, 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 really strong. Mm-hmm. So, Killer Instinct, 7th place. Sea Dragon with Aria, I should say, 7th place. Also, Rico Suave with Gargos. Okay. 5th place, Illusion. Is that the same Illusion or is that a different Illusion? Because that one has 2 L's and the other Illusion has 2 U's.
I'm not sure.
Okay, with Cinder and XL Amenti with Gargos and Shin Hisako. 4th place, UA Calypso with Sadira. I'm sure the chat will let us know. Third place, Valorax with Cinder. 2nd place, Storm 189 with Hisako. And 1st place, Circa Nikki with Mira. Different people according to Curly W.
Duly noted.
Okay, there you go. So, did you get a chance to watch any of the Killer Instinct?
No, it was that was on Saturday as well as Marvel 3, so during that time I was scheduled for basically wall-to-wall commentary.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, 7th place, Jabril and Full Schedule. 5th place, Ray Ray and Terry Bogard. 4th place, F-Champ. 3rd place, Super Noon.
Sick.
2nd place, New York Christie, NY Christie. And 1st place, once again, back to the top, Mr. Ryan LV.
Sweet.
Ryan LV, who basically said that, it's like, hey, I have a Brooks converter. They went to a new system. There's more lag. Oh, well. And never said anything, and he's winning everything. So,
yeah, he seems pretty good.
Yeah, Ryan LV is super good. And I hope he can continue that into Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Yeah. And, like I said, at Final Round, I told him, I was like, it's not going to play anything that you want it to play, because you've only played Marvel 3. Right. He has not had any experience changing fighting games at all. So he's going to go to MvC and be like, why the hell is it like this? Why the hell is it like this? And I told him, I was like, don't do any of that. You're just going to have to.
Well, he doesn't seem like a complainer.
So hopefully.
Sweet. I didn't get to watch that one either. Tubbleware did commentary for it. Mm-hmm. Top 8. High five.
Yeah. He advanced from being interviewed by Persians. No, I'm kidding. I always that's an inside joke with me and Tubaware, so it's all good. Blaze Blue, Central Fiction, 7th place. Master Steph with 9. And with Relius, 5th place. Also, Milk Kite Cho with Rachel and Fable Kizzy K. Yep. So we got 5th place with Jin. 4th place, Grover with Carl. 3rd place, INC Flux with New 13. 2nd place, SHT. Don't want to know what that stands for. Burger McNasty with Celica. And 1st place, PG Super Kawaii Desu with Izayoi.
Sick.
He's pretty much the best at that game.
Seems
right now.
Like
He's like winning everything in that game.
Yeah, man. Nice work.
Yeah. King of Fighters 14, 7th place, as I mentioned. Hell Pockets, as well as Terry Bogard. And he was excited about it, too. He's like, I've never got to play on stage before. He was like hype about doing the intro, etc., etc. 5th place, Emes and NY Chris G, who's amazing at every game. And like I was talking to, I think it was Gibby, and he was like, he doesn't know why people in the KOF scene thinks that like NY Christie is a fraud at KOF. Like, he places high every time.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's like legit super good at that game. 4th place, our boy Nerd Josh. 3rd place, KCO Marco Polo. 2nd place, Arcade Shock Reynold. Could not take out the King of Fighters, Mr. Kwamadoyu Shaohai, in 1st place.
Wow, he used a buttload of teams in trying to get that, though. In 2nd place.
Yeah, he went through there. But I have some... Okay, I'm not going to say anything.
I talked with my buddy who lost 2 Hell Pockets to allow Hell Pockets into top 8, and I guess I won't name him, just to protect the innocent, because he lost to Hell Pockets. Oh, man. And everybody was giving him crap for it the whole weekend. Like, I was chatting with him, and Gibby came over, and was like, you lost, Chris. And I was like... Oh, man. Dang. Oh, good job to Hell Pockets. I'm very happy for him.
Yeah. No, Shanghai pretty much beat up Reynolds pretty badly. Let's see. It was 3-0 in grand finals and 3-0 in winners finals. Yeah. So, but okay, I'm not going to say anything. I've been told insider information about that matchup.
Whoa.
Let's just put it this way. Obviously, Evo is the target.
Wait, which matchup?
Evo is the target.
Oh, nice. All right. All right.
Okay. So, in any case, that was CEO's all the main games. So there was also a crap ton of side games. I have no results on any of those.
Yeah.
So that's the end that I have there. So.
Yeah. Arlieth won third strike.
He won... Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
That's legit.
Yeah. Xiaohai, a celebrity in China. Huge celebrity in China. In fact, he's like wealthy status in China.
Weird.
Yeah.
Cool though.
Yeah.
Dude,
how can you ask if you're the only person getting bad frame rate on the stream when it says this at the bottom of the
It's
screen?
not you. Sorry about the frame rate. I would have missed it too, James, to be perfectly honest with you.
The work that I put into trying to help the people in the stream.
Yeah.
And you can also definitely tell it's becoming summer because it is butt hot in here right now.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have worn this thing.
So warm right now.
I basically did zero preparation after I basically hopped out of the shower. I didn't take a shower all day because I can work from home. So I didn't. But it was pretty gross, so I feel like I had to take a shower before I got here.
Oh, okay.
So I did, and I basically just hopped out of the shower and I found the nearest 2 things to put on, and I was like, all right, on my way. And I'm not going to change that now. I'll stick with it.
Yep.
All right.
Since landing from CEO, all I did was sleep. Like, literally. I landed, you drove me home, I got home about 2:30, fell asleep, woke up at like 10 o'clock. My cats were fed by the auto feeder, which I didn't turn off. I then, I just like showered, and then I went back to sleep. I woke up this morning, went grab lunch, came home, fell asleep again.
Nice.
Woke up and was like, all right, let's do the Tuesday show.
You definitely needed it.
Yes. I was so exhausted.
The old man noises per second as I drove you home were... Boy. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, do you want to just get the Dreamhack because it'll take 10 seconds?
Sure, let's do that. Okay, let's.
There were like 8 people there?
God. So, yeah, Dreamhack apparently takes place in a location in Sweden where there are no hotels.
Jönköping, Sweden, where Dreamhack has been for many a year. Mm-hmm. For some reason, that's where it started, and I don't really know the history of why, but that's where it's always been. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, it's in the boonies. And I even heard that there used to be hotels, and then, like, one of them closed down, or a hostel or something, and one of them closed down. So, like, the one remaining has super expensive rooms or something like that. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, in any case, you have to fly to one of the major cities in Sweden and then take a 2-hour bus ride or a tiny little, like, prop plane to go to Jönköping, Sweden. I don't know. Whatever. I don't understand why that's the place where anybody goes.
And someone said that there are people who went 0-2 in this tournament and they got 5 Capcom points.
Capcom
Premier points.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, definitely this will probably drop off the list of Capcom Premier events next year.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. Top 16. 13th place was Ixion with Nash, Mago with Karen, Goichi with Ibuki, and 96 Cafe with Birdie. 9th place, also Zowie Gamerby with Nikali and Cammy, Pax with Karen, Mr. Crimson with Dalsum, and CCL with Cammy. 7th place, Phenom, Nikali, Salty Kid with Armika. 5th place, Brick, ZWE with Zangief, Nasser Big Bird with Ken. 4th place, Horisako with Akuma. 3rd place, DNG Itabashi Zangief with Zangief. Second place, Zowie Oil King with Rashid, who sent the first place Yukadon to loser's bracket, but then could not defeat him in grand finals. Udil, Yukadon, Ibuki took first place.
Nice. I watched part of this. I am super impressed with how Sako deals with Zangief, even though he ended up losing, I believe, to Itazan, if I recall correctly. Yeah, but he beat Brick just before that, and then he was close against Itazan. He plays it, I feel like, in the right way, which is offense. He's not, like, worried about Geef. Like, Itazan's a great player, and even if, like, he certainly overcame many losing matchups in his life, I don't think he loses to Akuma. Okay.
Yeah.
So the fact that Sako plays that closely against somebody like Kita-san, I think, is really impressive, and I love the offense as the way to deal with Geef.
Right.
Nice work.
But Zangief, I mean, a lot of people are talking about, do you think Zangief is a problem? Obviously, 2 here in top 8. He just won CEO. Look, Snake Eyes has been having trouble this whole entire time. He hasn't been doing great with him. Itabashi is just a ridiculous man. Like, I don't think... Like, okay, is Zangief top 10? Maybe, sure. But I don't think he's, like, a problem. Like, Nema was like, this is the year of Zangief. Like, I knew this was happening, and it's not.
It just means Geef is, like, a viable character.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he doesn't win any more often than anybody else. He wins much less often than anybody. Because he just won a major for the first time.
Right.
Last weekend. So, no, he's not a problem. It's just, yeah, he can win tournaments. Is that okay? It's cool with me. Maybe not with everybody, I guess. Not with Melo. But
all it means is that regardless of who you are as a fighting game player, even if you're one of the best, you will be affected by your own personal experience against that character.
Yeah.
So, there you go. They did play a bunch of other games, like Smash Melee was there, and Amsa got third with, I don't think that's the same Amsa, that's the other Amsa. It's not the Japanese Amsa.
Correct.
Second place went to Leffen with Fox, and first place was Armada with Fox. Pokken Tournament was also played over there, and it was won by Fabulous with Pikachu Libre and Mewtwo.
Ooh, cool.
Yep. There you go.
That's Dreamhack.
Yep, that was Dreamhack, and literally 38 entrants into Street Fighter V.
Nah.
Alright, so you want to take a quick break so we can turn on the air conditioner and, like, not burn to death in here?
Okay.
Alright, be right back, guys.
Alright. Yeah, okay, awesome. Again, sorry about the frame rate. According to this thing down here, I move my hand very slowly across. It's not you. Semicolon. Sorry about the frame rate.
It's actually just a regular colon.
Oh, that's not correct. In fact, neither one is correct. Alright, anyway, let's move forward. Let's talk about Marvel Infinite.
This is why I don't write any of our contracts. Alright,
So, last Tuesday, was during E3, but James and I had not had a chance to go by the time we got on the air. In fact, we only had a chance to go on Wednesday, the following day. But we did go on Wednesday, and I had a chance to play Marvel Infinite. I don't remember.
I did not.
You did not.
I did not play it because people were like, come play it. And I'm the kind of person that needs training mode to sit down and really build muscle memory. Otherwise, I just don't know what I'm doing. So I was like, let everybody else have fun. I did play it at CEO, though. I did manage to play
that's good, at least. Okay. I only played it once at E3. And I had first thought that they updated the models and whatnot, but then at CEO, I was talking with Tubaware and Keats, and they pointed out that it's probably just that the stages that were there are well lit, and so like a lot of the things that that made the models look weird in the one stage that's available for the demo, like weren't there. In fact, it looks nicer. So I feel like it's probably not actually the models changing. It's probably just better lighting.
Yeah, which has a big impact. There's all little small things. Like there was one guy out there who was an art expert, noted that all they had to do was add like little shadows on the eyeballs, and that like instantly made them look less dead. Like because they look like zombies right now. Like for sure. Dante's like he just looks creepy, but as soon as they add like a little shadow to the eyes, all of a sudden everything looked amazing.
Interesting.
So,
interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
not amazing, but yeah.
No, right. And nobody's going to tell you it's the prettiest game, but it did look better in person, I thought, than the little story demo that we had talked about last week. So that was good, at least. But man, it's a very open game.
Yeah. It's very creative.
Invented? Okay,
fine. Look, everyone was giving people crap apparently because everyone kept using the word creative.
Yeah, well,
to describe the game. It's so creative. It looks really creative. It's really creative. And so, like, everyone thought that was like on Capcom's press release that they handed out, written on money as they handed out to people to talk about the game. You know?
Yeah. I don't even know the best way to attack that because it's so silly. It is an open, creative game. Like, it lets you do whatever you want. Here's an example. So, Keats at E3 was playing Ultron Rocket Raccoon. Okay, and here's what his shenanigan was. He would do a combo with Ultron into Ultron's command grab super, which I guess you can combo into.
Okay.
He would then immediately tag out to Rocket Raccoon, and he would place Rocket's traps all over the stage while that animation of the command grab is happening, right? And now Rocket, if he gets hit, the traps go away.
Okay.
He just shot out the little gun, the little bop from full screen, and tagged Ultron right back in. Guess what? If Ultron gets hit, they don't go away.
Oh, man.
And they're just like, yeah, you can do whatever you want, man. Like, whatever the craziest setup you can think of you can do it. I don't know if they're going to launch the game like that in like a super wild state, but that's definitely how it is right now.
The very first time I saw the first video gameplay footage from E3, this is even before we went to E3 last week and stuff. As soon as I saw the footage, the first thing I tweeted, I was like, this tag mechanic actually looks broken. You know? And like that's what a lot of people are thinking. You know, they're even saying from a gameplay standpoint, like jump over someone, tag. You don't know what side the guy's coming in on, and so like how do you block and stuff. And like a lot of people are saying to super jump with Hawkeye, get right above them and gimlet, and then tag. What side do you block? Before you just gimlet them, but now you gimlet tag and you get a combo off the gimlet, right? So people are saying this could be, but like in my opinion. Kind of like how we were talking about the NRS stuff, I want to give people the opportunity, a chance to experiment. Because I think, like, if you see someone super jump, before, you walked under them because that's what you did. You were trying to, like, hunt them when they came down, right? Now, obviously, that's not the right thing to do, so maybe if they super jump, you'll backdash. If they super jump, you super jump. So you don't even have to deal with the incoming character. There's going to be a progression of the game.
Oh, yeah, right? Of course.
So, you know.
Yeah, and everything in the game is wild enough that it doesn't seem to me on first glance anyway, that anything will be so wild as to just dominate everything. Maybe that will be found. I couldn't tell you, and I don't even know obviously how the game is going to launch. Maybe it won't be the current way that it is. But it seems like everybody has crazy enough crap that you can sort of deal with it. And Marvel 3 and Marvel 2 and etc., they're all like that. Like, you know, I got hit by just simple, like, beam, then Dormammu does a cross-up. I couldn't even tell you how many times, right? Like, when you think about that, you're like, wow, you can cross up from anywhere and a beam, and I don't know where I got blocked. Crazy.
Yeah.
But that's the whole game of Marvel 3. Everybody has wild stuff.
Magneto beam, and then Virgil teleports to one side or the other.
Yeah, everybody. So you just get used to it, and you play around it, and you do different things that don't let you get hit by that stuff, and you figure it out. So that's what I think was probably going to happen. But there's clearly a lot of really interesting stuff that you can do with that mechanic. And then you were talking with Peter with Combo Fiend about the instance of the $1 million.
So I was asking, you know, if you tag someone in, are they vulnerable? He's like, yes, right? So I was like, okay, so if you're blocking like reuse beam, and while you're blocking, I thought it was only when you were getting hit that you could tag in your friend to save you, but you can do it even while blocking. So I was like, so if you're blocking a beam and you caught tagging your partner, he'll get hit by the beam, right? He's like, yeah. And so he was like, but in the case of Dante, the first person could act like a human shield if he's far enough away from the edge of the screen. So while you're blocking it, if you can tag in your teammate and high jump, super jump, before he gets into that range, he can protect you if the opponent calls a teammate. So, like, let's say he calls $1 million, calls a teammate to mix you up while you're blocking. That guy comes in, you tag in your guy before you reach the edge of the screen, you super jump, and you shoot a giant beam down or something, and then, like, so there's all this crazy interaction going on, and, like, to me, that sounds amazing.
I think the implications of that are so cool.
Yeah.
It just implies that there's almost no time when you're stuck, right? You are free to do stuff almost whenever. You're blocking, you're getting hit, like you can take some action.
Yes.
Which is very unique. And there's obviously a lot of risk with that. Like, what if there's only 2 dudes on your team, right? What if you're getting hit by $1 million and you tag in your other guy and, like, you misplace whether he's going to be the human shield or not.
Right,
and he comes in and he gets hit too, and now you got to happy birthday, and then you lose the whole round.
Right, exactly.
Like, the consequences are very high. It's a stark situation. Which is very interesting.
The one thing
I'm trying to dance around the word creative.
I know, right? The one thing I will say is that, we've talked about this with Killer Instinct before. When you play that game, you just get mentally fatigued because you're always thinking, because while you're getting hit, there's all this stuff going on and everything like that. I felt the same way playing Marvel, actually. So outside of when I got hit, but when I was actually doing the attacking, like I would do something, boom, boom, shield slash, tag in my friend and come in there. But then all of a sudden I found myself playing one player with that second character jumping in, and I wasn't thinking about how to lead him into the next mix-up afterwards. And I was just like tagging randomly, and there was nothing constructive about the way I was doing it. And I was just like, man, if I could sit down in training mode and find these good sequences and, find ways to... Now, obviously, the tag mechanic, your character stands there for a very long time before they leave.
Yeah.
Right? So, cause that's the way they prevented infinites and having like infinite block strings and stuff like that. So you're going to have to come up with some really creative stuff to make it work. But the things that you do have to lead into something now. You can't just play it and be like, okay, let me just tag in willy-nilly. Like, the amount of the ideas that you're going to have to come up while being imaginative are going to have to be really, really intense. You're going to have to come up with a lot of different ways to get your teammate in.
Yeah.
You're going to really have to be...
Ingenious.
It'll
take ingenuity.
Inventive. You have to be very inventive to continue to apply offense,
Right.
And like I said, while you're doing that, it's less set play. It's less, hey, I have this character that I'm good at, and my last character I'm terrible, but I can activate X Factor, and it's a crutch.
Right. You can't have that character.
You have to be good with both of your characters. Like good with the characters. You cannot be half-assing any character at all and just have an amazing point that has 2 amazing assists behind him.
Definitely.
So it's actually...
you have to find new tools and think outside the box.
You know what the interesting part of it, too, is? So, one of the things that I still haven't gotten used to in Guilty Gear is the fact that you can YRC stuff or even purple RC stuff, right? PRC stuff. So if I whiff a button, like a ground move, and I see the guy jump and instant air dash at me, I should be able to PRC and save myself. I haven't gotten that yet, right? But that costs 2 bars out of 4. So it's very rare that you can do that, and if you do it, it's a heavy cost, right? Dude, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, that's just free. And it's constant. Like, I throw a shield slash, someone jumps at me, I just tag in somebody else, and he runs under, and that guy has to be scared now of hitting me out of my delay.
Right.
I was even using Hawkeye. I'm sitting there using Hawkeye. The opponent jumps at me. I would tag in Captain America and do the up counter. Because they're not thinking about the up counter. Because Hawkeye doesn't have an up counter. So I would tag in Captain America.
How fast can you do that?
Really fast. You could just come in and do it. But I kept forgetting what the motion was. I would come in and cartwheel and come in and shield slash and stuff like that. But there's a lot of really... disgusting imaginarium things that you can do with the game.
New stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard Mega Man's good, but weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the game seems fun to play.
Yes.
Let's talk about this whole is everybody getting paid fiasco. No. No. They look. When you told me that somebody thought L.I. Joe,
dude, that's the one that
got me mad. Too,
like Joe actually came up to me and told me, he's
Long Island Joe Charamelli. Come on,
the nicest man on the planet.
Seriously,
and he was so mad because someone claimed that Capcom paid for his flight, flew him out to E3, took him to the back media room, wined and dined him.
Ooh,
so even though they didn't
Capcom with all the money and fancy wines,
even though they didn't pay him they still treated him. And Joe was like, I took days off from my job, which I do not have enough days off of. You see his Twitter, how much he struggles to get days off to go to events. He bought his own plane ticket to get out here with his own hard-earned cash to make it out here. He did everything on his own. And people are telling him that Capcom, like, funded everything. Like,
look, Capcom has been attacked for having bad community liaisons. Like, we don't hear from the PR for months at a time, right? That same company, anybody thinks is interfacing with the players and
damn.
That you believe both? How? That doesn't make any sense at all. And on top of that, look, if you believe that this has been paid for, understand the absurdity of your situation. You have such little regard for the opinions of top players, etc., that you think that they are shilling rather than that you believe them.
You want to believe what you want to believe.
That's not where I'm getting with this.
Oh, okay.
You clearly the top players don't have a lot of weight in their opinion. Okay? I've felt that way forever. I tried to get people to play Cross Tekken 2013 and Under Night, and like nobody wanted to do it. And same with a bunch of other games. I felt like I had no power to decide what people's games are, which I feel like is how it should be. But clearly there's not a lot of weight there. Why would Capcom pay to influence people who can't influence anybody else? I don't know. Like I don't understand what the calculus would be. You're paying a player so that they would influence the community, but the community is so not open to be influenced that now we have this huge shilling fiasco. Like, you're willing to believe absurdities instead of what people think, and Capcom would pay those people money? For why? There's no...
They can't convince anyone of anything.
No, there's no reason for them to spend any money on it. So not only do folks, if this is real, I don't even know if anybody believes it or if it's a joke or what, but if it's real, not only do they believe that Capcom, the company who can't seem to do anything right and has terrible PR, is interfacing with the players in such a way that they are paying them money, which takes a level of sophistication. But then on top of that they're wasting the money because the players can't actually convince anybody of anything.
Right.
I don't know. It's pretty dumb.
If they had that much money to pay people to shill, I would hope they would have enough money to pay people to fix Chun-Li's face.
Right? Yeah. Like
that would be better PR than trying to pay players to convince you to play their game.
I don't know. It's all weird. Yeah. Again, I don't know if it's real or not. I haven't spent a lot of time looking into it, but to the extent it is, it's very silly.
And it's weird. I mean, I'll be perfectly honest. That's one of the reasons why I haven't messed with the game that much. I haven't really had a drive to go play it, because if I played it, I can't say anything about it. Does Capcom pay me money? Yes, they pay me money.
Oh, for other things.
Right. Not for Capcom, not for Marvel, but for doing commentary for Street Fighter V. Right?
Well, they pay a company that then third-party intermediary pays us.
But that means if I played Marvel and was like, look, guys, this game is good, everyone's going to be like, because you have a stake in it. I can't even, what am I supposed to say to that? Like, at that point, you can't even debate with anybody, because at that point, they are going to believe what they want to believe, and you're done. That's it.
Yeah, right? Like on Tuesday, you and I sat here for like half an hour basically pooping on the game. The graphics look bad. Are they the worst ever?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we were crapping up for like half an hour. And then the next day, we went there, and I was like, the graphics don't seem as bad in person. And people were like, hold on.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Maybe my check hadn't cleared yet.
Mm-hmm. We were waiting. We were trying to negotiate better deals.
For better deals.
So, yeah.
So that our web show, watched by 1,097 people right now, would, I don't know. I'm not sure what the end game is anyway.
Look, I know a lot of people don't trust guys like Justin, right? because he did all that Bud Light stuff. But the Bud Light stuff, that's like what they force you to do to try to win the Bud Light stuff. Like, they force you to do that, right?
Yeah, and that's stupid. They shouldn't do that because
terrible.
Part of why they shouldn't do it is because it makes it so that people don't think that things are real.
Right.
Which is bad, because then we're in this situation.
And then, here's the problem, right? I can say this. Look, I know Justin Wong. He lived with me for a year. I became good friends with him, right? Of course, that also ruins what I want to say, because now everyone's saying, oh, you're just his friend, so you're defending him.
Yeah.
But look, the guy...
You hated him before that.
I did not like him. I was worried about him moving in, and I was like, all right, I'll give him a chance.
That's
or whatever
true.
like that. Because I thought he was a cocky, like, East Coaster kind of guy, you know, who just talks shit all the time. And I was like, oh, boy. And then I met him. He's, like, the nicest, most introverted guy. He's super respectful. He's super nice. He just, like, bought a new house for his grandma. I mean,
That's true.
Jeez. To get her out of her tiny house of Vegas, in New York, like, moved her to Vegas, and, like, he just bought his grandma a house. But, like, this guy gets hyped for games. Like, he just gets hyped for games. I've seen him get hyped for games, and he's hyped for Marvel right now. Why wouldn't he be? Yes, he's good at Marvel. Yes, he can probably win a lot of money from it. But he played a lot of MvC 2 because he loved the game. He played a lot of MvC 3. He didn't even like MvC 3 when it first came out.
That's true.
And he learned to like that game. And now this is his new Marvel game. Of course he's excited about it. But, like, because everyone wants to see that he has a stake in it, you're a shill. You're a shill.
Anyway, hey, if it's true that, like, we can significantly influence opinions, let me know, because I'll sell that.
We'll market that for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'll market some ads against that.
Yeah. And we also...
Hey, big esports companies, guess what? Turns out we can influence opinion. Nobody will be like, nah, you can't do that. Anyway, is that it?
Yeah, look, the game is... I see a lot of potential in it. And, you know, I was having a conversation with Kim1234 about this, who's been playing fighting games for like 20 years as well, right? He's like super hyped for the game. Like, you just see him tweet, he's like, oh my god, this game looks so creative. They're paying him too. I told him, I was like, look, we've been playing fighting games for 20 years. We're pretty good at seeing stuff in games and being like, okay, that's cool, or that's stupid, or that's not going to be fun at all, right?
Right.
You know, when Street Fighter V first came out, you know this, I had that same complaint. I was like, I don't think there's anywhere this game can go creatively.
I do recall that.
I was like, I don't think that this game is going to have much depth, right? Because that's what I saw in the game, right? And as soon as I saw Marvel, as soon as I saw free tag, I was like, this game is broken.
It's like, pretty obvious.
You can't even see that and not think that this game is going to be amazing. So, I just...
Anyway, this is going nowhere. You want to talk about other games?
Yes, let's talk about other games. Well, let's just talk about E3 in general.
Yeah, I meant other games because I'd like to talk about the old Dragon Ball.
Yes!
Sick.
I have not had a chance to try that.
Okay, I did.
Yes.
The Hot O and I went over to play it for a little while. Rick and I played it for a little while. And Justin was hanging out there too. And some pro football player was hanging out there. I don't know, we were playing games with him. I don't remember who it was. But he seemed really excited, and he had Dragon Ball hat on, Dragon Ball shirt, and he was live streaming it.
Okay.
So that's who we were hanging out with. Man, it is super crazy. Mm-hmm. Like, we were just talking about how many crazy things you can do as a team in Marvel Infinite, but the individual character options in that game are really wild. I've seen...
Is it creative?
I wouldn't say it's creative.
Okay, well, continue forward. Sorry.
No, it's probably very creative. They just gave characters like really crazy tools. Like Cell it's just like jump A, it explodes the whole bottom of the screen. Mm-hmm. Jump Y is always a cross-up overhead teleport from anywhere. Mm-hmm. That seems pretty good. Like, there's no input or anything. Like, it's not even like you have to do a Dragon Punch. You just do it. And he has quarter-circle back, I think A, that is an unblockable anywhere. If the opponent's on the ground.
Okay.
If the opponent is grounded, then it's unblockable.
Jesus.
So I did, like, beam assist, unblockable. Yeah, it works. Like, there's just a lot of stuff like that in the game.
Right.
And that's cool. Like, on the one hand, On the other hand, maybe it's too much, but...
Well, the assists have a huge cooldown, right?
It's not even the assists I'm worried about. It's more like the point characters options, because the assists, I think, are not as crazy. The assists are more traditional. Okay. But in any case, very fun stuff. I really like the mix-ups that you can do with those kind of things. Like, it's obviously built in to have super strong mix-ups. The movement is awesome. Combos seem... At least, I mean, obviously, combos in Marvel 2 and 3 early on seemed like they were nothing either.
Right, yeah.
And in this game, I saw people mostly doing, like, Guilty Gear-ish combos. You know, not like Marvel, like, up and down, relaunch, up and down, kind of... I didn't really see that. But maybe it exists. I don't know. But yeah, dude, the movement, awesome. Characters options, awesome. It's even prettier in person than it is at home. Like, you guys have seen videos and stuff, which already looks great. Like... When I first saw the clips, right? Like, everybody, you see it and it's awesome. It looks even more hand-drawn in person. There are little things that you notice, like the little, like, movement lines, you know, like, dashing, and it's like a cartoon, so it's like movement lines that I didn't notice when I was watching at home, and then were super cool up close.
Dude, they even said that one of the reasons why it's 20% complete, because they're going to add battle damage. Like, as you fight, the clothes are going to get, like, scuffed up, like, in the actual cartoon. So yeah.
That game is so cool, dude. It's very pretty, obviously, but on top of that, it seems really fun. And I'm looking forward to seeing, like, who the grappler is.
Dude, I cannot...
But right now, Boo is probably that, and he has Honda's butt slam.
Dude, I can't even, like, express how ridiculous the game looks. Like, it's just... To me, that is what video games need to become, basically, is that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, what they have done learning to do for Guilty Gear all the way up to this point, and I've always been saying, like, they keep getting better and better and better and better at it. The animations keep getting more ridiculous. This is like what it was meant to be. And I honestly do feel like Dragon Ball Z has the potential to become one of the biggest fighting games in the community because the IP is ridiculous.
There was this pro football player we were hanging out with. He wasn't over in the Marvel thing. Like I never saw him. He wasn't in the arms section. He wasn't there when Street Fighter V was coming out. Like he was there for Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
I get it. Like he grew up with it in the same way that lots of people did.
And it won so many awards there.
Yes.
And then not only that, but now there's this whole meme with the producer, right? I forgot her name, but like she was interviewed and she was like, yeah, you know, the past Dragon Ball games were all made to be very approachable and you know, they weren't very competitive or whatever like that, but she's like, this time we want to make something that works for the fighting game community as well.
They're doing it.
So it's like, whoa, like confirmation that they want to make this like a competitive game. And like, so now it's just like the craziness is ensuing, and if the game is only 20% done and they haven't shown the crazy characters, like there was other rumors that they showed the simple characters
I heard that.
first because they want to save the crazy characters for later. So.
Yeah, I felt that some of the cast were not quite as wild. Like there's definitely like the Ryu of the game, like they can't like there's the simpler ones for sure. But I think looking at Cell and Boo is like, if that's like an indication of the craziness that they're going for, it's going to be pretty crazy. Pretty crazy for sure. So,
yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I didn't play for that long. I think we played 2 or 3 games, and then I stood by and watched for a little while. You know, there's only so long you can stay at the front of the line, and they kick you off. So.
Right, exactly. So, but I'm excited for the game, and there's no reason why you can't be excited for all the games.
Yeah, so, right, that's not at all the same game as Marvel Infinite.
Yeah. And it's not even going to be Guilty Gear either, too. So.
No, I feel like it probably has more to do with Marvel 3 than with Marvel Infinite. Like, so I feel like that's more of like the successor. And Marvel Infinite is just its own thing.
Yeah,
I just feel like it's going to be its own wild...
And I know a lot of people are mad about that.
Tatsunoko versus Capcom.
Kazunoko versus Capcom, nice. But I mean, I know a lot of people are upset about that. It's not the assist-based thing, but as I've always pointed out, Marvel kind of comes in pairs, and then they change styles.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know, it's always been that way, right? The only one is MvC 1, which just kind of stood alone by itself. It was like this weird... It really was the in-between of MvC 2 and Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, right? Because, and then... So yeah, it's like Coda, MSH, one-on-one... Add the team stuff in XVSF, MSH VSF. then Marvel vs. Capcom 1, and then the crazy assist calling in MvC 2 and MvC 3, and now Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, new path. And I'm okay with that.
Totally agree.
It's the same thing we talked about in Street Fighter 5. Like, they want to go a different path. Yes, it doesn't play like Street Fighter 4. Good. You know,
but I feel like both games can exist reasonably. Like, neither one preempts the other. Like, Gear doesn't preempt Marvel 3 right now, and I feel like they're basically crisscrossing. The Gear developers also making, like, the Marvel 3, and it's like Marvel's going somewhere else. There's no reason they have to be competitive. Okay. In fact, I think it's really sick. Like, we heard that after Dragon Ball was announced, Guilty Gear sales went up.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
It could be the rising tide, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
That's something that a lot of us were looking for out of Street Fighter 5 that didn't really end up happening.
Right.
But if instead it's Dragon Ball, awesome.
I mean, a lot of people are talking about this rumor that EVO numbers are really down this year, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this is what I mean. Like, everyone's like, oh, I hate Street Fighter 5, I want it to fail. When it was successful, look what it did for everybody. It wasn't just Street Fighter 5's numbers that went down, according to this rumor, right? So we don't know. It's like everybody's went down, right? If Street Fighter 5 was as successful, then there'll be a lot more people playing the other games too. This is how it works. Like, people have to understand that everybody helps everybody, and it's not about one game dominating over the other. You know, like get rid of this game, get rid of that. It's the rising tide raises all boats, or whatever that phrase is. Lifts all boats. Yes.
Yeah. Alrighty. So hopefully that'll be good. And then also at E3 was ARMS. I didn't play it at E3 because the lines were even crazier than for Marvel Infinite and DBZ. Like, Nintendo's area was wild.
Oh, okay. I never even got there. I never even managed to get there.
I basically walked through it on the way to other stuff. Because I saw it and I was, well, that's going to take forever, so I didn't do it. But I did play it for 10 seconds at CEO.
And you did not
I hated it.
Well, that was only because of the motion controls.
That's true. The game itself looks very interesting.
Yeah. And I've heard
the motion controls, I hate it.
Right.
Game looks fun, though.
Yeah. I haven't had a chance to try it yet. As you can see, still sealed.
What?
Still sealed. Haven't even
Mint condition ARMS.
Condition. In fact, I'm going to open it up right now.
Oh, man. We got a live unboxing.
I'm going to live unboxing, and I'm going to use my shiv.
Shiv
to open this up.
All right, well, that seems unnecessary. But
and a lot of people have said, like, there's not a lot of one-player content in this game. And
is that true? I don't
know. There's not, like, a lot of stuff, so people are like, this is gonna, like, oh, why isn't anyone getting mad about it? You didn't believe me when I said I was going to use the shiv, did you? Not only that, but
it's a screwdriver.
In case people have not actually seen what a Switch game looks like, I've showed you what the Switch game looks like, right? So,
I've seen them. But.
So this is the case, right? And just to give you guys a good idea, here's my iPhone, okay? This is the iPhone right here. This is the game.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just basically a little micro SD card.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's crazy how small these things are.
Yeah, there's a ton of wasted plastic in that thing. Jeez.
Yeah, I should taste it to see how bad it tastes. You've heard about that, right? That they added a chemical to these things to make them taste super bad so kids won't eat them.
What?
Yeah.
Are you going to do it?
I've heard people said they try it.
Are you going to do it?
No, I'm not going to lick my arms.
Wow.
Do you really want me to lick the arms?
Well, it's up to you.
Do you really want me to lick the arms? Oh, you did it! Oh, no! No! Can I have some of your peanut sauce? Whoa.
Oi. That looked horrible.
Not gonna give me any of your peanut.
Yeah, look, I brought peanut butter with me because I brought an apple and I'm eating it. But
I don't even know how to get anything out of that. It's fine, it's fine. I don't want to, like, stick my finger in there.
He did it. I saw... From my perspective, the tongue go boop.
Distinct contact, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's. I mean, like, honestly, I'm sure it would be a lot worse if I made, like, constant tongue contact with it. But, like, that was just brief, so it probably wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Yeah, you should eat it.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
I'm gonna be the new. What's her name? What was that? The girl who licked the
There's
PSP.
a lot of girls out there. Oh, I don't know.
The Jessica Chobot.
The PSP?
I'm going to be the new Jessica Chobot for licking arms on stream. There you go.
I don't get the reference.
It tasted sick and creative.
Oh, yeah. So, anyway, here's what I don't like about the motion controls, right? It's not like the game's out now, so maybe people have probably played it, but it's not like you keep your hands in a neutral position, and then when you want to move it, you do something, back, forward, right? You have to keep them in actually in the real world neutral position. So if you prefer to play with your hands up like this, and you want to move around, nope, they got to be like this. I'm not going to do that position. Oh no, you didn't. Something happened, and I wasn't paying attention. Boy. Well. Anyway, I would hate to do that. I would hate to do that, and I didn't like it for the 10 seconds that I tried it, and I thought, I'll never get used to this, and I put the controls down. But I was hoping tonight to try ARMS after the show with you, because I think you have a video game controller that I could use.
Oh, right. Okay.
What happened there?
What do you mean?
You're talking to me now?
Yeah, I'm talking to you now. It was so gross I had to swallow the whole thing.
Oh, well, I guess I'm not going to play ARMS.
Yeah, so sorry about that.
Hopefully you'll download it. I just hate the idea of the motion controls. Everything else about it looks fine, though. I was talking with Alex Valle about it, and I watched the ARMS competition. That seemed cool. You could throw. There's spacing, obviously. Yeah. You're moving around, and there's little footsies and stuff, and it seems like an interesting game. Yeah. I definitely want to try it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's very Virtual On-esque. You can tell they got a lot of inspiration from Virtual On. And, I was talking to Zerk, the guy who won the tournament at E3, right? So I was talking to him about it, and I was like, do you prefer the motion controls? Because he won it with the motion controls, and he was like, actually, I just stuck with it because I knew they would make us use it while everybody else practiced on the pro controllers.
What a fighting game player thing to say.
Yeah, I know, right? But the thing about it, what was cool is that, he won up against the producer, and the producer just, bopped him, right? Yeah. So, obviously, he has a lot to go. But I asked him, so how do people like it on the regular controller versus the motion controller? And he said there's actually advantages to both.
Okay.
So, he said, basically, when you're playing with the motion controls, it's much easier to, because you can curve your arm punches. So, when you punch, you can tilt the controller and your arm will go this way.
Right.
So you can kind of do that easier, right? But while moving or something like that. But on the controller, it's weird because you have to let go and go to the right analog stick. So you lose some things on that. But then on that, you have an easier time doing something else. I can't remember what it was. So there's definitely going to be distinct advantages between both. Unlike for example, Mario Kart, where they had on the Wii the really crazy steering wheel controller, which there's just no advantage of that whatsoever. At least I don't think there was. So, but yeah, I think ARMS has ARMSies.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh man.
Anyway, I'm not going to play that via motion control. It's just not how. I feel like that's not how humans play video games. If you and I were to play right now, there's a table right in front of us. How am I going to play? Do I have to? Are my hands on the thing?
You just have to do it like this.
No, you can't. You can't do this unless you're always going to have your wrists at a bad angle. Because they have to be straight up and down.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
you can't do this. Maybe you can do it way out front, but then you're holding up your arms in a kind of uncomfortable way. It's just it doesn't. It's like they didn't think about how would people play the game. I hate it.
Well, that's just motion controls in general,
I know.
Right? That's just motion controls in general. And if you watch that thing, they're all standing up. And
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Which nobody's going to do.
Right. So everyone's going to learn to play it on the other thing. I need to get myself a pro controller, but I'll play it on the motion controls first just to see how it goes.
Let me know when you get a controller.
Okay, sounds good.
Everything else about the game seems cool, though. Definitely looking forward to trying it. Man, Broly Legs, I will definitely play you in ARMS. For sure.
Oh, man, that's amazing.
Yeah, people play the game on basketball courts, not in their living room, according to the Nintendo commercials.
All the Nintendo commercials, it's all young, beautiful people now. It's not kids anymore. They're not. All their commercials and trailers are for older generation.
Yeah.
Like the Pokemon commercial where it showed the kid playing all the old ones, and now he's an old man working whatever. Yeah. And he walks by the store and he sees Pokemon. He's like, my childhood, and it's you were just the feels. Oh my god, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I was hoping that we would be able to play it in the airplane, right?
Oh.
And you just can't do that with motion controls.
Yeah, I mean, you just get a second Pro controller and it should be fine, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't like motion controls. All right. What else we got to talk about here? Something else.
Anything else? Well, I don't know if you want to take a break and come back and then just finish off FGC news, or do you just want to just finish it off now because it's hot?
Oh, good call. Sure. What else is going on in the world?
Because obviously we have no ad slides to show during the break.
Oh, yeah, we're
not disappointing anybody right now. So
we should with our influence.
Dude, that's right. I forgot to put up all the MvCI slides. Oh, I mean, it's here. I'm just gonna. Here, let's see if I can do this here. Okay. There we go. Okay, there's one. Let's do this now.
Oh man, if Apples would sponsor, not like Apple, like if the fruit Apples would sponsor us, I would get free apples.
Dude, that'd be pretty sick. Actually, I wouldn't mind getting free apples with some
creative idea.
Sauce. Yeah, it's creative. It's sick. Dude, that's really sick. All right, so let's talk about some game news while I pretty this up just a little bit. I should be able to like give it an outline or something like that, but oh well, whatever. I'm just gonna change.
What's going on in the world?
Oh well, whatever. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it there. Okay, so lots of cool things happening. Let's talk about some event news, shall we? During CEO, they actually announced that a brand new location. They officially announced their brand new location.
Yeah.
They had the trailer and everything like that. And sure enough, CEO is moving to Daytona Beach, Florida, next year on June 29th through July 1st. I have not seen the trailer yet.
Oh, it was genius.
Yeah, Javeli told me I have to go see it, so I'll watch it. I'll definitely watch it. But it is going to be CED now, officially, right? Community Effort Daytona, right?
Are they changing the name?
No,
really?
I don't think.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah, but like,
I think it was announced a while ago.
Yeah, it was announced a while ago, but they showed the official trailer for that. So there you go. Actually, hang on a second. Let me reopen that because I want to watch that later on. So, okay.
There's really no point in us putting it on stream because, well, you can't see it because of the lag.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to be able to see it.
Says.
Evo 2017 does have a flash sale going on right now for the Sunday tickets. There's 20% off of the World Finals on Sunday at the Mandalay Bay Events Center. So that's going to be going on the next 3 days. Yeah, so you can do that starting today. So
Sweet.
Be another couple of days after that. So you definitely want to go check that out if you haven't been able to make it to Sunday. If you haven't bought a ticket yet, now's the time.
Yep.
Now's the time. God.
What was that an ad for?
All
I saw was check out Japan's hottest new esport.
It was an ad for Street Fighter 4 Champion Edition on mobile.
Whatever.
You saw that, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Also, Anime Evo. This was an interesting announcement here. Gundam Versus, which is one of the games that's going to be at Anime Evo, has now been changed to free entry.
What?
And there's guaranteed prizes to be announced. And I saw a tweet, I believe it was from Hella Brett, or somebody was like, I can't wait to tell you guys why this is happening.
Really?
So, I don't know. Maybe Gundam Versus is like getting involved or something, like the company or whatever.
Wow.
So, lots of cool stuff going on in there. So, yeah, definitely keep your eye out for that.
Interesting.
Arc System Works has announced the date and games for Arc Revo Cup 2017. The date is going to be on October 21st, later this year.
Cool.
So the titles that are going to be included in that cup are King of Fighters 14, Tekken 7, Pokken Tournament, and as well as, of course, Guilty Gear Rev 2, Central Fiction, and Under Night in Birth EXE Latest, and Persona 4 Arena Ultimax.
Okay, I was going to say it's Arc Revo, right?
Yeah. So that should be pretty.
Well, that's all good. Cool.
It's really cool.
All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, let me open up a bunch of these here. Bunch of tournaments announcing themselves here. VS Fighting 2017 registration is now live. VS Fighting is going to be a premier event for... it's a ranking event for Capcom Pro Tour, but it's a master event on the Tekken World Tour, as well as a premier event on the Injustice 2 series.
That's good.
So the games obviously are there. Are going to be Street Fighter 5, Tekken 7, Injustice 2, but Rev 2 will be there, KI, Super Turbo, BlazBlue Central Fiction, and Smash Wii U will also be there. That is taking place August 12th through the 13th. This is going to be in Birmingham, UK, where it's always been, and so definitely sign up for that now. The registration's live, or if you're in Europe, or if you plan to visit any around that time. So there you go. Mm-hmm. Also announced in London is Revolution 2017. Man, they are not stopping with the whole, let's try to sound as much as evolution as possible, right? Wasn't there like an Absolution? There's a Revelation.
There's an Arc Revo.
Yeah. Revolution 2017 returns to London, and that will be on October 6th through 8th. They will have, it looks like... interesting, there's no Street Fighter listed here. It's going to be Rev 2, Tekken 7, MvC Infinite, Pokken Tournament, BlazBlue Central Fiction, KOF 14, Under Night in Birth Latest, Arcana Heart 3, Love Max, Skullgirls Second Encore, and Gundam Versus.
Nice.
It's not even any Injustice there. Tekken's the only one that's there. Interesting. Okay. But that will be taking place in London on, as I mentioned, October 6th through 8th. So there you go.
Excellent.
Devastation was another one.
Oh, yeah, that's
right?
True.
Yeah, they were all trying to go down that route. And then finally in Vienna, Austria, on August 5th through 6th, an Injustice Pro Tour Pro Series event, premiere event. So this is going to be in Vienna. This is Vienality, which is going to have Injustice 2, Mortal Kombat XL, Tekken 7, and Guilty Gear Rev 2.
Cool. That's a good lineup.
Yes, so Vienna, there's going to be offering a 20K prize pool for Injustice 2 there. As I said, because it is an Injustice Pro event.
Yep.
So I definitely want to check that out as well. Speaking of Injustice 2, they announced Sub-Zero. What did you think of Sub-Zero?
We hadn't talked about that.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that.
He looks cool. Didn't mean that. He looks interesting and creative.
Sick.
Sick also. Actually, he kind of does. He looks like Sub-Zero with Noob Saibot in there. Mm-hmm. And I heard that Noob Saibot was the original Sub-Zero in the lore. I can't verify that one way or the other. But that's what I was told by the internet. And so he basically has Sub-Zero moves, including some old ones like the old puddle on the ground, and air clone, which was cool.
But he has teleports now, which is
he can move around better.
I've never seen Sub-Zero teleport, so when I saw that, it was like weirding me out. Like I was like, that's Scorpion's thing. Like he's never been able to teleport, but if he's part Noob Saibot, at least that could explain the little bit of the teleportiness.
He shot out an ice clone from his feet. Mm-hmm. And he dive kicked with it, or it dive kicked because he didn't stay with it. That seems really strong. So I assume that that's part of the trait, and it's probably like not very often does he get to do that. And then he also did an ice clone on the ground, and he jumped back and did a second ice clone.
It was all at once, though. I think that was the meter burned ice clone. I'm almost pretty sure.
I mean, I'm sure it's a resource.
Right? Yeah.
Is it meter or is it trait or what? But there's got to be something in there. So that looks interesting. I felt like he needed to be stronger in Injustice 2 to be competitive versus MKX. He was good in MKX, but he was good in a game where most characters needed to move forward. Like you can't in MKX. You basically almost everybody has to move forward, right? There's very few dedicated zoners in that game. There's only a couple. Whereas in Injustice, like half the cast can zone, at least a bit.
Right. Because Injustice just has less characters that can teleport to the other side of the screen. And
less of
like
that, right? It's much more about zoning and footsies and stuff. So, especially zoning, I felt like that blows up the ice clone, because that means you don't have to care about it. You're just hitting him anyway. Who cares about the ice clone? So he needed to have more stuff, and I'm glad that they're giving him that to keep up with that stuff. So
cool.
Looks cool to me.
Cool.
Yeah. Tom Brady seemed like he was excited to be. I think his tweet was something like, "You're all dead now." Well, maybe we'll see. It certainly looks like a good character, but you gotta find out more to know for sure, because it's hard to say what's hidden behind meter.
Why is it showing the chat? I was hoping it would show the so never mind.
Trait or something.
Okay,
we'll find out.
All right, I just wanted to show the picture of Sub-Zero, but I failed, but that's okay. Another great news, actually, is that Killer Instinct, which was part of that whole Windows 10 garbage craziness, is now coming to Steam. So Killer Instinct is now going to officially be part of the Steam platform.
Excellent.
So yeah, and of course, not only that, but Eagle, the character, is now going to be coming out in a patch on June 27th. So in just 7 days, patch 3.8, including Eagle, will be coming out. And Keats describes him as a little Green Arrow, a little Hawkeye, a little Nakaruru if the bird was an MvC2 assist, and a little extra.
Cool. That sounds like a good mix.
Yeah.
I am really happy to not have to deal with whatever the Windows Store does, 'cause every single time that game gets updated, I have to reinvent how to update it.
Oh,
I don't remember it. It's the only game that I play on Windows Store. It's
not like Steam where it's like, hey, update your game.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we're updating it for you. There you go. If you have it on automatic. And whereas with Windows Store, you had to click on X or Y. You had to follow this maze, and who knows. So I'm really glad that it's on Steam.
Yeah, but they announced that at CEO, which I thought was super cool. That was super cool. Also, Nintendo has announced that DLC plans for ARMS is that the DLC is going to be free.
Ooh.
Yeah, so players will naturally be looking for new updates. I guess the boss character is going to be added to the roster. Max Brass, I guess, is his name. But yeah, I guess they're saying that they're going to be free. So there you go. You don't have to buy the characters.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So I read 2 alternating opinions on what the lore is in that game. Did you hear about this?
I saw one of them, yeah.
One of them is that everybody woke up with springs for arms one morning.
And they decided
and they just had it. And then they fought. And then the other one is that they put on the masks, and the masks is what turns their arms into springs.
Oh, whoa. They all have masks? I don't think I noticed that.
The competitors have masks.
Oh, interesting. See, I mean, the interesting thing about it is if they all woke up with arms and they turned it into a sport, I think that would actually be sick. That was actually one of my favorite story developments of the Avatar cartoon series, was that the first Avatar was just super serious, warring nations, blah, blah, blah. And then when they got to Korra, things are more civilized, the world isn't as much in war, and all of a sudden all the bending is like a sport. Like there's actually sport bending where they just use their powers for entertainment. It just made so much sense. Which is why I really liked the Korra series. I felt like they took it into the directions that made sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was really sick. It was very creative.
It sounds like it.
It was very creative, so...
Okay.
Shut up, you guys. I like Korra.
Okay.
SNK, did you see this? The secret Easter egg that they revealed?
Yeah.
So during the frame... So you can turn inputs on in training mode, but they don't tell you how much frame data went in between the buttons you pushed and stuff. You can actually enter a secret code on the title screen that will enable you to see how many frames have passed in between your inputs, and that input code is the Raging Storm code that Geese has. I think that's the coolest thing.
It's a very funny idea that they probably shouldn't have done, because it's obviously funny.
Right.
But that's like a nice and effective tool for people to use in training mode that they haven't had until now.
Right.
Because I don't know if SNK thought somebody would figure it out, and now they're just like, hey guys, here's the thing.
I mean, it's always a marketing thing. It gives you something to bring it back.
Do it something else, like not like some important tool. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Give it, make the turn on a light bulb or whatever. They're little sparkles now.
I liked it because I thought it was sick, and I thought it was really creative.
I don't think so. I don't think it was sick or creative.
Well, you're not getting paid by KOFs.
No, I'm not. Yeah, take that, meme.
In Rivals of Aether, they're adding Ori from Ori the Blind Legend to the game.
I saw that. That is cool.
I thought that was neat. I haven't even played Ori, but I just think that's cool that game, which is kind of like this indie game, is getting support from the company, from Ori. So I think that's actually pretty neat.
For sure.
This is actually really sad news.
Oh.
And I'm not happy about this, but Yahoo Esports. Like at E3, they had to announce that they were shuttering. Basically, they got was it AOL merged with them?
Verizon
bought them.
Yahoo bought Yahoo,
and then they just didn't see any reason to keep the esports team around.
What a bummer of a time!
And they shut that down
during E3. Like I saw Michael Martin walking around the MvCI area. I was like, "Hey man, how's it going?" Like I see him at all the events. He's worked past tense now with Yahoo Esports, and he looked very glum. And he just found out, like then.
Yeah,
like not like he.
They kind of knew. They kind of knew.
Yeah, right. They had believed it was coming. Right, suspicion, probably better way to put it. But I didn't know about any of that until he told me afterward. But yeah, I just saw him walking around, and sure enough, he was fired. So that sucks. They had a nice thing going for themselves. I doubt it was profitable in any sense.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was really nice and forward-thinking, and too bad that I guess Verizon doesn't think so, or whatever's going on.
I'm really sad, too.
Got to have the $1 million golden parachutes and whatnot.
Look, they just got me, and so now I'm a shill, but they got me to go in there and do a video series for them. I did one episode of this video series, Icons, where I get to talk about
That's right.
to the people in the FGC that you don't get to see that often. Like people don't know Shinjin's history. Shin JN, who's on Level Up, he's like the main guy on Level Up. It's him and Vi, right? It's always been those two guys. Did this whole thing where we sat there and talked about all these great stories about the past, about B5, about like the stream dropping in 2010 and all these things like that. And everyone who watched it was like, "This is really cool. I love this. I want to hear more stories about it." I'm like, "Well, great. So I'll keep doing." And then, yeah. So
yeah, it's too bad. Agreed. Definitely unfortunate. Hopefully something else will come along and spend money and be okay with losing it for a long time until they finally make it. A lot
of guys there, talented people there. Shola is the guy that I've worked with a lot. Michael Martin. I think Harley there is also very a good addition there. Taylor Koch, who's there, who's also very good. And even in the video, he was like, thank you for people for making fun of my name for a long time. So he's,
sure, it's the first time for him.
Yeah, exactly. So
what a tough name.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that sucks. Bummer. There were a lot of good articles on the Yahoo websites.
But speaking of good interviews and good articles and stuff like that, Born Free Tweets did a couple of new interviews at E3. He interviewed Filipino champ about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. He also did an interview with Alex Valle, and they did a bunch of talks of old stories as well.
Yeah.
And I know that his next video with Sejam is coming out pretty soon as well.
Oh, that's cool.
And I think he was the reason why Sejam missed his flight. Yeah, so.
True story.
Yeah.
Sejam had to get a later flight to CEO.
Yeah,
I saw the one with Valle this morning. It was good. Alex is a talkative fella.
Yes.
So you're not gonna have any problems of like asking him a question and then having to sort of grill him. Like he'll just talk and talk. So it was very interesting. He talked about a lot of old stuff, like you said. Talked about Street Fighter V and how he's not happy with it, and how most people are.
The theme of every interview from Born Free Tweets right now. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that's. he feels that way, but I don't think that's him like imparting it onto the interviewer.
Yeah. He's not influencing it in any way.
It doesn't seem like it. His questions certainly don't lead that way.
Yeah. So it's like, do you think Street Fighter V is bad and why? It's
Right,
not what he's asking,
Yeah.
So, yeah. Also, speaking of interviews, Corey Gaming, a.k.a. Gerald Lee, sat down with JDCR and Saint to talk about Tekken 7. So they had a long old interview about that, and it's interesting because I always felt like, 7 frames of lag wouldn't be as bad for Tekken as it would be for Street Fighter because the fastest move is 10 frames, right? So it's not as bad. But in fact, in their interview, they're like, oh, it's terrible. Like, I can't sidestep anything. It affects all of my thoughts. Like, I can't do this and react to this in time, so I have to play a little differently. So, because Tekken 7 honestly has the worst input lag out of all the fighting games on the PS4 right now, right? But it's Namco, so it's okay, right? So, but yeah, I mean, look, I guess there is problems with it, and so hopefully they'll try to
Hopefully they fix it, yeah.
There was
sucks.
That weird thing where, like, Capcom and Namco, like, entered some sort of agreement that they would, like, share, like, netcode stuff.
I figured that'd be on the list here, no?
Yeah, I forgot to...
Okay, well, yeah, now's as good a time as any, I guess. Yeah, apparently they have some collaboration with respect to netcode. I don't know if details have been released. I haven't seen any. But hopefully that means that... I'm not sure which one of those companies makes great netcode, but hopefully they both end up with great netcode. I was going to say, like, hopefully Street Fighter V will end up with Tekken's netcode, which is...
If that contract doesn't have Tony Cannon's name anywhere in it, it is not a good contract. That's the end of it.
There's like 3 people who I would trust. Tony, Mike Z, the dude who built the KI one.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's basically it.
Yeah. But, yeah. Obviously, the input delay is a problem in that game. So,
sure.
I was incorrect on that assumption. There's also an old documentary called The Lost Arcade about Chinatown Fair.
Oh.
It's now available digitally. You can just get it, I guess, on YouTube. You can just play it from straight up on YouTube right now.
Cool.
So, but, they talk about, like, I think Henry Sen is in there. They talk with some of the players in there. So, check that out. You can find links to it on Shoryuken.com if you just look up The Lost Arcade and search for that. And you will be able to see that. And I will post the link in the chat for you guys. There you go.
Did you ever go there?
I've never been to Chinatown Fair. I missed it. I never managed to go.
I went once. Maybe twice. Okay. But at least once. Back when it was actually an arcade. Because I was living on the East Coast at the time. Or no, I was just visiting there. Anyway, it was during SF4 era. And it was cool, but it was definitely a dingy little
oh, yeah.
Crappy arcade. It was not some big...
amazing
fancy place. It just happened to be where people congregated. But it itself was just like a dingy little whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's how all the arcades were, basically. And it was just cool to hang out there and play games with people who I'd never had a chance to play with. That was still in the early SF4 era when, we had online play, and SF4s was like great comparatively. We were all happy about it at the time. So I felt like I could play against people from farther away, but farther away did not yet mean LA to New York.
Right, yeah.
And it meant like LA to like the Bay.
Right.
So I was playing against people in New York who I had heard of, but hadn't really played against before, and that was really fun.
Okay.
And then we went out for Chinese food afterward because it was right in the middle of Chinatown. So.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like Southern Hills Golfland being bright was very rare for the arcades at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Even Family Fun was dark.
Oh, yeah.
Engine Arcade was a fun little dark arcade and stuff.
Yeah.
They weren't as small and dingy as Chinatown Fair, but...
No, Chinatown Fair was, I don't know, half or a third the size of Denjin.
Right.
It was quite small.
Exactly. So. And then finally, Chudat has been signed to Team Liquid.
Oh,
so
okay,
Hungry Box has a friend, has a teammate, a Smash teammate now, and Chudat has joined Team Liquid.
Very cool.
So shout outs to him. Yeah, good job to him for getting that sponsor. I'm surprised it's taken him that long to get a sponsor, to be honest with you.
Very cool.
Yeah. But that's all I have for game news.
Somehow he does work with that butt of a character. I don't get it. But I love watching it. Very fun character.
Yeah. Shilling has been Liquid, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay, that's right.
Got it.
So there's been more than one on there, so. Okay.
All right. So GTO Akira says there are 2 ranking events this weekend. Online event for Asia, Oceania, and the Fight 2017. Oh yeah, Fab got picked up by a team. That's true. That's
right. Yes, Fable picked him up.
Really?
Yeah, Fable's picking up a lot of people, which is cool and also very worrisome at the same time.
Why worrisome?
I'm just because where's it's the same thing. Like, where's the budget coming from?
I don't know.
That's the
Verizon's gonna buy them and dump them all.
Oh jeez.
No, I just think that's great because the name is perfect.
Fable.
Yeah, Fab.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Gotcha. Okay.
It's like RB. It's perfect.
So the fight is coming up this weekend in Colombia, and also there's the Cineplex World Gaming National Finals in Scotland. Oh, it's the Toronto, Ontario tournament, and then there will be a Red Bull Proving Grounds this weekend as well. So there you go. Okay. Anything else that you want to discuss, talk about? Sorry if I keep clicking my mouse. That's an OCD habit of mine.
It's all good. Fable's logo, I'm looking it up right now.
Uh-huh.
It says E-Sports. Fable E-Sports.
Oops, okay. Yeah, I mean, it was really bad because... Fnatic, right? That never happened.
That's true.
But because I remember Perfect Legend got signed by Fnatic, and so I kept accidentally calling him Fnatic, and everyone was like, "That's racist, James."
I see.
It's like, come on, man.
That's funny.
Come on. Oh man.
Oh, esports.
They deserve everything they get for such a stupid name. To be honest with you.
Anything else going on? No.
Nope, that's all I have. But yeah, the online event, the Oceania one's going to be taking place this weekend as well.
I still haven't played Red Hood. Because I was basically gone the entire time since he's been out until yesterday, and I didn't play any video games.
I haven't had a chance to play.
Except for 10 minutes of WoW.
I haven't been able to play Tekken. I haven't been able to play this buddy right here. However,
let's play it tonight.
I have gotten 3 stars on all of the stupid 150cc tracks on Mario Kart Grand Prix, so now I can finally go to training mode and learn 200cc. So I'm just going to sit there and practice 200cc so I can start playing online.
That sounds easy.
Okay. Dude, you don't even want to know how salty I get on Mario. Dude, I'm surprised I didn't wake you up a couple of times, because I was definitely playing some Mario Kart after you had fallen asleep in the hotel, and I'm sitting there playing, and it's like drive, finish line, blue shell, boom, boom, boom. Drive, Daisy.
Daisy? Is Daisy your nemesis?
Apparently Daisy is apparently based on who you used, there's a likelihood that one particular character
been like that.
Yeah. And so Daisy is there. I'm Daisy.
What character do you use?
Luigi. I use Luigi.
You're a Luigi man.
Yeah,
Why?
I'm a Luigi man. Because I was always a fan of him because he was the underdog. I'm always a fan. I'm a low tier hero, right? I mean, that's the way I've always been. So.
I guess.
Luigi was always the underdog, so... I was so mad. I yelled when I was like, are you kidding? I yelled really loud. I'm surprised I didn't wake you up.
No, I was fast asleep.
Really sorry. I'm surprised I did not wake you up. So, still waiting for Nintendo to contact me to do the balance patch to Mario Kart 8 to turn it into an esport.
Yeah.
Someone contact JC.Face, dude.
I'm sure they're in there.
Let him know.
Yeah, the fact that you play Cammy now has a totally different...
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Dude,
the only reason why I played her in ST is because she was the worst character in the game.
But that didn't even last that long, because by the time CVS2 had come out, which was not that many years later, 6 years later, she was already top tier, and basically has been top tier ever since.
No, she was terrible in the Alpha series. She was not in Alpha 2.
In CVS2.
Oh, in CVS2, yeah.
Which was only 6 years after ST came out.
But by that point, the character loyalty took over, right?
So, no. Yeah.
So I was
saying she was only low tier for a few years there.
It's a pretty decent chunk of time.
It was 7 years.
It's a long time.
She's been top tier for 17. Dang, that's actually a factual statement.
It's so scary. Because it's true.
Yeah. Liang Fighting came out.
Man.
Yeah. Alright, anyway. Meanwhile, I'm The top tier
You're
fella
the tier
over
whore,
here.
Dude. Right.
Yeah.
You won every game as CEO, dude.
I won all the games. Boink.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then I played Q versus Chirithi on the Strike Cabinet, and it was terrible.
Someone just said XVSF was all Spider-Man and Wolverine. What part of X-Men versus Street Fighter does Spider-Man get included? Yeah, take that. There was no Spider-Man in that game.
Wow.
Bodied.
Not even in the right game.
Bodied.
Dang, I don't remember.
He was good in Marvel Superheroes. I think he was good in Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, but he wasn't in X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Oh, he's not an X-Man.
Yeah.
Dang.
Bodied.
Dang.
Bodied. And I didn't change the topic, so I apologize.
Oh, hey, it feels nice, Spike 2501, to play top tiers. I'll have you know, in my own eyes, I have often played top, or at least good characters.
Why am I doing that? I forgot. We have everything back. I have the stupid highlights again. Why am I... I actually left Creative.
Oh, Creative's still up there?
Yeah,
that probably doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, okay.
So, I feel like there are two exceptions. One, obviously, I played Q. Not the best call.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a terrible character. And then other than that, I played Dan in SF4. Once I was pretty sure I wouldn't be able to compete again.
Since we don't have a lot of topics right now, we're just I'm turning on the air.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I played Dan because I identified with Dan, who could not compete well. And I was like, yeah, that's my guy. Because I can't play well anymore.
Oh, man.
So other than those two, I feel like I always pick good characters. Yeah, Geef has been top tier for sure. Geef was good in Vanilla SF4, and he was good in Ultra SF4.
Yeah.
Geef's fine right now.
In Alpha 2, I thought Geef was terrible. That's why I played Zangief. He was considered super bottom tier until people found out that he was super good because he has one of the longest sweeps, which made him super good with the VICC.
He ended up good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alpha 3 was the one game where he was super broken.
He was good.
At first because of Xism Zangief was broken, and I was like, that was the game where I said, screw being a low tier hero, I'm just going to use this character because he's broken. And I started doing well, and then eventually I switched to Armika, so that tells you how much I enjoyed that.
Yeah, Dan actually wasn't that bad, but he certainly was not a good character either in SF4. And I played like She-Hulk, Spencer Doom in Marvel Vanilla, Marvel 3. I played Bane in Injustice 1, Kano and Kotal and MKX. I'm playing Scarecrow right now. I feel like I always pick good characters, but I have a reputation for the opposite. I think partially it's because everybody's an idiot and thought Khan was bad.
Oh,
sorry.
Right, yeah, that's right.
Idiots.
That's right. I remember
Everybody who's an idiot. Not me, an intellectual. Down inputs, two thoughts. One is that Keith said he's cool with that. I didn't play it that much. He played a ton of it, though. He said he's cool with that because it means he always gets the autocorrect. He doesn't have to worry about directions, which is important in a game like Marvel Infinite, where everything's happening constantly. So you can just be sure that it always comes out.
Right.
I thought that was pretty persuasive, actually. And then the other side of it is that it still feels weird to like be moving around and do it down.
Right, yeah. I couldn't get used to it. Like, I was just like trying to uppercut all day with Captain America. I couldn't do it. He had some cool trick shield shots, which are crazy because they were soft knockdowns on a hit. So, like, if they jumped in the air and they hit it, you would, like, soft knockdown. I totally wasn't ready for that, and, like, I never got my OTGs and stuff.
You'll get there.
That. So, but I didn't know how the OTGs worked and all that stuff, so I'm trying to figure it out. So, yeah, sorry about the white noise. That's the air conditioner now. And
well, we're basically done and rambling at this point. So, all right, folks, have a good one. I hope CEO was fun for all of you. Sorry about the stream stuff, but you know, etc.
Yeah, hopefully a new update to XBit will come out where this doesn't happen. I would reboot my machine, but I'm terrified to reboot my machine right now. If anyone can hook me up with a cheap physical copy of Windows 10 so I can upgrade my computer, I will definitely be willing to do that. So, because Windows 10 is kind of expensive.
I think I may have backups.
Yeah, but I would have to buy another key anyway, right? The key is that's where the money is, right? Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So.
But just before we go, just wanted to answer on Reload, who says, "Do you wave dash the same in Infinite, like punch down, punch?" No.
Yes.
Whoa, do you?
You can.
I tried it and it didn't work for me.
You know why? The dashes have startup on them now. So when you dash, you just and then they go.
Right, you have to do it later.
So you can do it, but you would hit down a little bit later.
I felt like it was quite a bit later.
Yeah. But it's still the same concept.
It just didn't seem. Well, I think his question is, if you're wave dashing, would you accidentally get a Dragon Punch?
Oh, I see what you're saying. So. Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's like you wave dash fast enough. But the dashes themselves seem like they're fast, so I don't know that you need to have like fast.
And Keats even said like he's wave dashing all over the place, and he never got an uppercut by accident. I don't think that would come up. Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty. Have a good one, y'all.
Alright. Peace. You can get Windows OEM for like $10. Talk to me on Twitter, Probiter, whatever. Anyways, okay. Bye. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. Yay.
Bird.
Oh.
Bird noise.
Tweet.
I
totally forgot.
Tweet.
Hang on a second.